Hello, this is Jeff Vicario on the Jeff Vicario Show on SLE Radio once again. We have made it, you and I, dear listener, to show 10 in a series of you dream up a number and I'll try to reach that. 30, 50, 100, who knows. So far, the overall experience has been such that I don't ever see myself stopping doing this. Until, of course, I run out of music, which I don't think will happen anytime soon. I am in Helsinki and my trusty balcony is circled by the ungodly racket of seagulls, the seagulls of Juniper Beak, as we tend to call them here, those pesky bastards that make all that noise. But let us not be concerned with any of that stuff. Indeed, let us move on to the music, which tonight's show is filled with. We're going to start off with an old friend, old acquaintance from a previous episode called Tumeza Lab music. I think I played a song called, I think it was called Sunbeam. Yes, it was Sunbeam Boulevard. And now I have a brand new song from him called Reticular Deformation. And let's be honest here. You probably haven't heard it. I certainly haven't. Such is my trust that it will be excellent that I just threw it out there as the first song of the show on this fine Tuesday evening. Or actually, it's a Thursday when I'm recording this, but let that just be another confusing factor of life that is. And without further ado, let's listen to Tumeza Lab music with Reticular Deformation. Well, that track certainly oozes menace. A very slightly disconcerting start to the show there. From my favorite sonic architect, Tumeza Lab music, and that song was called Reticular Deformation. Some kind of deformation was going on there, certainly. But the only complaint I would have is that, couldn't you have made it longer? I could have listened to that forever. It's in such stark contrast to my surroundings right now. It's ridiculous, because this is like the height of summer, and that music is from like the darkest depths of whatever. But thrilled as ever to be able to play your music on the show. Thank you for sharing that with me. I was actually going to play Cortico and play it, but since that was, I think, a more recent piece, I couldn't resist throwing it on, seeing what it sounds like, hearing what it sounds like. Well, seeing too. I mean, it is a visual thing, music, after all. I have another fairly new song, again, from a good friend of mine, and a good friend to everybody who enjoys good music. I am speaking of the good doctor, Dr. Void, Mr. Void Stare from Australia. He has a new song out called Preacher, and I acquired it the other day and asked if it would be all right for me to spin it on the show. And upon receiving a yes from the good doctor, I'm now proud to present to you the song by the man, the mystery, that is Void Stare. The song is called Preacher. was music to dance to when nobody's watching and a violent, animated martial arts film plays on in the background. That was Void Stare with Preacher. My love of Void Stare knows no bounds. Anybody who's listened to the early episodes of the Jeff Vicario show on SLE Radio, of all places, well, which other place? There is no other place. Anyway, anybody who's heard early episodes of the show knows that I adore Void Stare. I think he is a magnificent purveyor of dark, epic music, synthwave or otherwise, whether it's this stuff or his work with Spire, his black metal band. I love all of it. And you kind of know that somewhere in the depths of that song, lyric, the awesome throat vocals, throat singing that guy can do like nobody else. And when it appeared, it was like, oh yes, we have entered the whatever plane of existence where music like that is born and where it exists. Weirdly danceable, I must say. I don't dance, but I was kind of almost enticed to bust a few moves on the balcony when the seagulls are watching. Last week, I had a very odd show in terms of the way I was feeling all throughout recording it. I listened to it actually and decided that in the end it went pretty well, but I did not hold on to the promise that I made early on in that show where that I would let the music do the talking and, stay quiet a little bit more, but that didn't turn out well. But I'm going to try it this time, so that we keep the focus on what's really important. And with that out of the way, the next song is by one of the most weird artist names I've yet to encounter thus far on my journey into the indie music scene. The artist is called Oh No, My Only Weakness. Indeed, that is the name. And the song is called Manatee Supercomputer. If I don't have my notes wrong, let me just quickly check. No, I had them right. The song is called Manatee Supercomputer, and the artist is called Oh No, My Only Weakness. Let's listen to it now. You just heard the song Manatee Supercomputer from my only weakness. I almost misremembered the artist's name. Well, that was every bit as chill. His voice there was abrasive. That was great music to while away the day, you know. I'll just sit back, listen, be very, very mellow and meditative. Loved it. In all honesty, I had forgotten that was a synthwave song, sort of a synthwave song. I don't know. Again, these labels are a bit difficult for me. I don't really ever know which particular genre a particular electronic artist belongs to, and frankly, I'm not too concerned with that. I mean, I let other people worry about those things. I just focus on listening to the song, trying to get the vibe of it, and a little bit of an insight into the mind of whoever is creating that music. That indeed was a very enjoyable insight. This single was released a while back, I think. Was it July 5th or thereabouts? So it's been out a couple of weeks now. Available probably, most likely, on every single meaningful streaming service and elsewhere, so you can easily go find it. That was Oh No, My Only Weakness. And the song was called Manatee Supercomputer. Loved it. That's it. Great music on the Jeff Vicario show on SLE Radio. And because this is a professional show, I'm gonna just slightly adjust my door because the next song that we're gonna listen to had kind of slipped away from me on the screen. Actually, the next song comes with an apology from me. I was supposed to play it on last week's show, but there was a mix-up. As you know, these things happen. Everybody's an artist, but everybody also has another life that they have to deal with, and it's a constant race against time and juggling multiple responsibilities here and there. I think this is true for everybody on the industry, and certainly anyone who has to deal with the PR side of things, being on Twitter and a million other socials. And anyway, I was supposed to play Madison Holt's new single, Best Part of Me, last week, but there was a mix-up. Our wires got crossed, and I had to cut it from the show because I was unsure whether I could. But it's here now. It's been out now for a while, this song, and I'm so happy that I finally get to play it. And what's a week anyway? This song is called, in case I didn't already say it, it's called Best Part of Me, and you're gonna hear it now.
If I'm being honest, I'm just insecure. Never felt so good alone on the floor. Drowning in my thoughts, but I can't ignore that I think I kinda like it. I got a feeling maybe I should give it up. I know how, but I don't wanna stop. Wishing that it's over, but it ain't enough. Cause I think I kinda like it. I wish I could just tell myself to stop. Let go of all those things that I'm not. Remember who I was, I forgot the best part of me. Always knew the things that I need, the things I shouldn't do. But who am I? Can't deny the fact I didn't try it all. Best part of me, always knew. The best part of me, always knew. Comfortable living with anxiety. The voices keep telling me I'm not pretty. I ruin good things cause I feel guilty. When I'm happy, do you like it? I wish I could just tell myself to stop. Let go of all those things that I'm not. Remember who I was, I forgot the best part of me. Always knew the things that I need, the things I shouldn't do. But who am I? Can't deny the fact I didn't try it all. myself off the ground. It's funny how it goes. Now nothing is holding me down. And now I think I know, and now I think I know that the best part of me always knew the things that I need, the things I shouldn't do. But who am I? Can't deny the fact I didn't try it all. But the best part of me put up a good fight, and I can't really see stuck on the other side. Who am I? Can't deny the fact I didn't try it all. Try it all, but the best part of me, oh, the best part of me always knows. But the best part of me always knows. But the best part of me always knows. I know I could let go. Now nothing is holding me down. It's funny how it goes. And now I think I know.
From Vancouver, British Columbia, that was Madison Olds with a song called The Best Part of Me. Now, clearly, that is a massive hit in the making. Rarely have I heard on this show a song that is so clearly, obviously a pop hit. And I say that in a good way, you know. I may sometimes come across as somewhat critical of mainstream pop, and as indeed which is true. You know, that's I think I have good cause of being critical, but that is nothing to do with how good that song was. Despite all of the trappings of the sort of hyper modern, hyper cool production that it had, even all the vocal tricks, you know, that they employed, what struck me most was how authentic Madison Olds' voice sounds through all that. I haven't had too many interactions with her, and the few that I have had have been uniformly pleasant and great. And somehow the way she delivers the vocals and sings, her overall sort of tone matches perfectly with the idea that I have in my head of her as this really nice, down-to-earth character that sounds weird. A really down-to-earth, nice person who's busting your ass, trying to get her music out there, get it heard. And, you know, probably one of the most hardworking artists that I've come across. Certainly makes me feel old and lazy. Anyway, that was Madison Olds with a song called The Best Part of Me, and thank you, Maddie, for letting me play it. And don't worry about the scheduling mix-up. It was not your fault in the least, and even if it was, what does it matter? You know, a week here, week there. We're here now, your music is out there, and I hope everybody goes out and listens to it. She definitely deserves your attention and love and adoration. We all do, don't we? Us poor artists. Anyway, moving on, the next artist on the Jeff Vicario show, number 10. We made it to 10, yay! Is called Manhatten, spelt with an E. And the song is called Thunder. Now, I was torn between this and another song from their record, but this was, I don't know, fitting of my mood at the time when I was, picking the songs, and I was kind of almost sure that it would be raining and the weather would be horrible when I'm recording. Well, again, that did not turn out to be the case, but where are all the seagulls? Does it mean there's a hurricane coming? All the birds have disappeared. Anyway, this song is called Thunder, and it is by an artist called Manhatten. Well, this is turning into an all electronic music show this time. You would think that I put in some planning to make sure that the Jeff Vicario show lives up to its some type of reputation for being a very sort of all over the place type show. But clearly, I have been neglecting my duties. However, that was Manhatten with a song called Thunder, and this artist describes himself or herself. I don't know. The gender, does it matter? No. As somebody who survived the 80s and went back for more, I know it's a redundant thing to say whenever I hear music like this that I think it should be on the soundtrack to a really good Miami Vice episode. But that's just the nature of the beast of synthwave, because I think that's where its sort of stylistic and roots are very much. So, having said everything, the thing that struck most about that song was its sense of space. There wasn't a whole lot of clutter in there. It was also very sort of pleasantly dynamic to listen to. It was punchy, but not in a sort of brick-walled, everything too loud type of way. So very well put together, very enjoyable. Again, sort of, if Void Stare is the abrasive end of epic sort of dark synth wave, and then Oh No, My Only Weakness was super chill, this was nicely in between those two, in the way that it's sort of seduced you into its sultry grooves. Oh, what drivel. Thank God the music is good. Well, not God, well, whatever. Pick your DAT, as the saying goes. But that was synthwave from England, from the UK. That was Manhatten, with a song called Thunder. And believe it or not, the next artist, I was so sure that I had kind of managed to slip in some, like, punk or whatever. I thought, Leaving Richmond, that's got to be the punk band. No, of course not. Leaving Richmond, you would think that that's like a punk band from in Middle England or something, but no, of course, it's a synth artist, an electronic instrumental artist from Los Angeles, California, USA. This music is beautiful, gorgeous, awesome, as this music tends to be. And this intro to that song is among the very first, well, not first, but certainly worst I've done. But let's just let me adjust my position, because I'm on the balcony and it is sometimes a little bit uncomfortable because my back is all kinds of screwed up. Nevertheless, the next artist is called Leaving Richmond, and the song is called Several Soma. from Los Angeles, California, that was leaving Richmond with a song called Several Soma. Yes, indeed, some more electronic music on the Jeff Vicario show, but what a lovely piece of music. It's very nice, the overall sort of slightly melancholy feel of the composition. There's a couple of interesting choices in the chord structure that I really liked. A couple of little things that you don't necessarily hear in music all that often. They might not catch your ear if you're a casual listener, but I certainly really liked some of the choices that he made there, because to my ear, they were not obvious at all. Anyway, I loved the main feature to me of that song still kind of was the way the rhythm never, ever properly kicks in. I kept waiting for it, kind of like, when is it going to kick in? When are we going to get the double time sprint to the sprint to the end? You know, to the checkered flag, so to speak. And it never comes. It leaves you hanging, and it builds tension, and that's such a great. I love that sort of. When a producer, a songwriter, an artist takes that kind of chance, those kinds of chances where it's as if they're building the rhythm, you know, they're kind of leading you on, going, yeah, it's going to start, and then it doesn't, and I think that's great. You know, I always like to be sort of pleasantly disappointed, but not really, by things like that. And of course, on top of all that, this beautiful, sort of richly layered, you know, cluster, you know, all these melodies sort of weaving in and out of the picture. The main theme keeps repeating, and very beautiful. That would be my choice of word to describe that song. From Leaving Richmond, that was called Several Soma. I think the next song might actually not be an electronic song, but I could very well be wrong. Nevertheless, the song is called Gonna Get Myself a Demon. It's by an artist called Marveline from Australia, if I remember correctly. But my apologies beforehand if Marveline is another electronic artist. That was... Well, why am I apologizing? There's no need to apologize. Anyway, Marveline, I'm gonna get myself a demon on SLE Radio right now.
You sing, you pray, and you cry.
Marveline there with a song called I'm Gonna Get Myself a Demon. Indeed, from Sydney, Australia. What a great song. Sometimes you just immediately, when you hear the way a song kicks in, you know this is gonna be good. Because there's a sense of, I don't know what it is. It's one of those X Factor things. Why some people are very, very good at writing songs that come across as totally effortless, and they manage to communicate a lot with seemingly from like let me rephrase that. I don't want to come across as insulting because that's not at all what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that you can use very sort of the core basic ingredients of writing a song, putting it together, presenting it to the world. And it comes across as so much more than the sum of its parts, or something along those lines. The main point there is that was some very good songwriting. You kind of get the feeling when you're listening to Marveline that the songwriter there, you know, he's kind of holding back, you know, which is awesome. I mean, why would you want to go all out on every single song that you put out? I mean, that's a note to self, you know. It's okay to not try to hit every single showcase everything you can do on every single song. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I need to listen further to that record. I just picked that, admittedly, because it was the first song on the album, which is incidentally called Savory Toothed Tiger. Came out this May, so it's been out a couple of months, and I would, just on the basis of that single song, recommend that you investigate further. I certainly will, and most likely will also be playing more music from the album on future shows. But for now, that was a very nice sort of change of pace into a more sort of organic sound. I do love me some great guitar tones. Right now I had to make an edit because I accidentally said something incredibly inflammatory, which I didn't mean to say, but then I could have whipped out my I'm finished card, but I decided not to. Anyway, that was Marveline. Again, one song called I'm Gonna Get Myself a Demon. What I was going to say was that was great songwriting. Once again, wanted to emphasize what a brilliantly constructed, seemingly simple but very effective song that was. Especially like the middle eight, where there was a little bit of a hint of Beatles or something there, which I always enjoy. The next song is called On The Go. This has been in my inbox for a while. I don't know why I keep pushing it forward. For some reason, it was supposed to be on show 7, and then it was supposed to be on last week's show. But it's here now. It's by an artist called Kilevrah Cash. And I believe we're going to be hearing some hip-hop now.
Eldest born, survive her and my pop storm. Grew around children of the corn, shit was out the norm. Plights and failures, all I seen, I continued to dream. Fool and them was on the scheme, had to change the scene. Motivation on the lean, falling off of my dean. Had to press it with the steam, a few wrinkles in jeans. Support wasn't the best, gave my all till nothing left. Needed more commas on the check to suffice it, I guess. I'm just living, avoid all these cruel intentions. Your queen can go for a pawn if he play bishop. CCC, that's that juice, and for that they pits on the loose. Them fools could claim a truce, wait till your back turn and they shoot. This nigga don't need that ER service, dodging that noose. Your top better be on tight, convert your roof. It's always better ways, but we don't always take it. Live fast forward, could pause you, depends how you play it. Had to get it on the go, get it till it show. Making moves, let me know, my licks let you know. Trying to get it off the flow and not fuck up the flow. On my mind is getting more, on my mind tackle go. Had to get it on the go, get it till it show. Making moves, let me know, my licks let you know. Trying to get it off the flow and not fuck up the flow. On my mind is getting more, on my mind tackle go. Police be petty, harassing us in the Chevy. I guess we look like we about to kill some shit and we deadly. I guess we look like we deserve to be treated unfairly. But I just move on, it's nothing these fools can tell me, huh? The hood already got us watching ones we grew up with. Before you know it, you face down and you are they lick. Or pick up that stick, I lay him down, ready to bid. You'll pass me the L, I might need another hit. Sometimes I hate reminisce, pain it pawns, it's hard to prevent. Going back open the sores, asking the Lord to help me through it. Had to cut some people off, they compromising the sauce. Put them gators on your heart like a collar to cross. From where them savages seeking, they be purging on the weekend. Some are all week then. I'm staying as a damn man, don't get caught sleeping. No beef like a vegan. It's kill or be killed, no ongoing sequence. Business not yours, you keep peeping. You go get that Kennedy treatment. Had to get it on the go, get it till it show. Making moves, let me know, my licks let you know. Trying to get it off the flow and not fuck up the flow. On my mind is getting more, on my mind tackle go. Had to get it on the go, get it till it show. Making moves, let me know, my licks let you know. Trying to get it off the flow and not fuck up the flow. On my mind is getting more, on my mind tackle go.
That was a song called On the Go from Kilevrah Cash out of Kankakee, Illinois and Phoenix, Arizona. That was some really good sort of well, I'm not a trap guy, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of that style of hip hop. I've spoken rather too much on the subject on a previous episode, but I mean, I come from a very old school sort of rap, not background. I mean, I've never done rap. Well, I have, but you know, you haven't heard it, and you never will. But I mean, I'm into a more sort of late '80s, early '90s style hip hop vibe, and I haven't really been paying attention. And I wouldn't even know what trap is if I didn't have a friend who produces that stuff over here in Finland. Hi, B. Anyway, that was a really good song. That's first of all, I mean, just the way Kilevrah delivers his lyrics, and the lyrics are really good. I mean, I've heard some. I don't get a lot of submissions for rap on the show, which is kind of too bad. But I have heard a fair amount of sort of modern, trap, and I'm always left with a vague sense of disappointment because of the words. And it might come across as slightly hypocritical because, on the other hand, I mean, I'm going to play any hard rock band ever who will sing about, the things that, hard rock bands sing about. However, I think with hip-hop, it's all about the lyrics. It's all about the delivery. Having said that, I thought the beat was well put together. The intro set the mood perfectly, and then the story that unfolded over it. It was just really gripped me. English is so hard. Gripped me. Very much enjoyed listening to it. I'm glad I finally, got myself together and put that song on the show. I don't even know why On the Go kept being pushed backwards. Because, again, it's not as if I have tons of, rap artists lined up to be played on the show. Having said all of that, that was a song from Kilevrah Cash. And a change of pace now in the form of Farmacy and a song called Sinister. I do believe we're going to be hearing some metal now. Hello, this is Jeff Vicario on the Jeff Vicario Show on SLE Radio once again. We have made it, you and I, dear listener,